your best self? Well, I would say that to be your best self, I'm sure that means something different for everybody.
I feel like to be your best self is like, it's not everybody's, it's not in everybody's ability. It's like a gift, I would say, because not everybody knows their talent, and once you know your worth, then nothing can stop you.
I believe each person has God-given like talents or like good qualities.
Being able to stand up for yourself when you have to.
Stay true to yourself.
To be your best self, in my opinion, is to always go and perform and act in a way that you're going to be proud of 5, 10 years from now, 20, 30 years from now. So always look at the future and say, is this something that is going to benefit my future, or is this something that I'm going to look back and regret?
In a place where I am at peace with me and my surroundings, so that I'm not creating a new facade for me.
I think the biggest thing and the most important thing for most people is just knowing yourself and knowing who you are, knowing what's important to you, knowing what your values are.
Be you and to express yourself through anything that you love to do.
Just like loving yourself, and like, you know, when people are bringing you down, just like think to yourself like, no, like I can do this, like there's no one gonna bring me down. Just like pick yourself back up and like just be happy and like just go out there and do what you love.
Embracing all of the characteristics and basically everything I've got into basically putting it out, I guess, and saying this is how I am. You just have to, I guess, accept me. And people don't really, I guess, they'll probably judge you for that, but it's like putting your best self out is putting yourself out and not really caring what people think.
You could ask me about potential, and if potential is really like that important. I told him that I think it's very important, and in terms of like you guys in class, like your best self, I feel like is you never settle.
To be me.
Yes, what does it mean?
To be awesome.
For me to model the person and life of Jesus.
Being a good Christian, being a good citizen.
Be yourself. You be your best self. You be your best at all times. You be yourself at all times, you know? Because if you're not, you can act like somebody else. And you act like somebody else, then you're not putting your best foot forward.
Then from there, you can start to go into, you know, what do I want? What do I want with my life? And then there's other elements that come in. So like trusting yourself in your intuition, in your decisions.
Like when you put yourself out there is when you know what you're best at and what you're good at, and you should keep testing yourself at every stage in life.
And I feel like to become your best self, like taking care of yourself and using those qualities to make other people's day better or other people's life better.
Living in a way that eventually, when you look back, when you're in your twilight years, God willing, you make it to those years, that you can look back and say that you devoted yourself to a cause that was righteous, good in some way, or even if you just, you know, did your daily 9-to-5 work that wasn't necessarily changing the world, that you put your all into it, that you lived honestly in your actions. You
stay looking out for the people around you, you know, take care of your family, and if you have enough money, support your hobbies, like things you like to do, and you know, have a wonderful, enjoyable life.
Always ignore what people may say. Like, always ignore what you think people may say if you do something that you want to do. Don't just ignore it. It might be hard to do so, but just ignore it. Because like, if you think of what others might think about you, like, it's like one of the worst things to ever do. Because like, it prevents you from being who you want to be.
You gotta be nice to everybody, including yourself. Because if you're not nice to yourself, then like, that's self-harm. You do not want to do that.
Sometimes people get tired or they get mad because of one thing or the other, and then they they fall short in some of the things that they are supposed to do, and that actually results in some of these lapses. And at that point, you would say you're not being your true self, but sometimes you have external influence. Not everybody can be capable of controlling a lot of what happens around them.
Yeah, and it's so hard. It's so hard to be real and to be putting just myself forward, I think. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's because we feel like we have to impress one another, or I'm jealous because of what somebody else has, whatever that is, or I feel like I need people to think better of me. And that's certainly something that's just part of life that I'm dealing with all the time, is seeing somebody else. How do I so together? Everything is so perfect. When that's just nobody.
Always reflect on how is this going to make me a better person, and how is this going to help me impact someone in the long run.
Know your best self until you actually put them out there. Like, you can't, I mean, I guess you could try and shadow yourself, like, and think this way, oh, I'm meant to be a basketball player, but you're really into art or something like that. You can't keep on going to basketball when you're really meant for art. You have to at least explore have different experiences, try different things, just be open-minded.
I always try to help people realize the difference between happiness and joy. Happiness, you're constantly trying to fill, right? But joy, it stays constant through the good and the bad in life. And so regardless of whether we're going through really good times in our life or bad, we hold on to this joy that can only be fully provided through by the person of Jesus. And so,
But as a whole, I really feel like I'm pretty comfortable being myself in most situations, but I'm not perfect. There's still situations where I tend to be shy and a little introverted, and part of that process is just learning to love that part of myself and be cool with that too.
You need to like love yourself first, then only like other people will love you. But if you don't have like self-love or self-confidence, like even if people keep saying that, you won't feel it because you're not confident by yourself. So you need to like build that up first, and then like it'll help you.
So when did you find out kind of who you are as a person?
I think that's an evolving process. I don't think it's like A for self-development, or like I know who I am now. It's you evolve. You're never one person. You evolve and you grow throughout life. So there's no period at the end of that sentence.
It's not a feeling that you're not fulfilled, it's a feeling that you're not done.
So I'm hopeful that there is a space that people can be themselves and be authentic and be their best selves. And to be their best selves means I can tell you when I'm hurting. I can tell you when I have more energy, how can I help you? And I can also say, can you help me right now?
I don't know that you could ever be your best self, you're just always trying to be your best self. It's just not waking up one day being like, I made it. You know that you need to work on something all the time. So I think it's like that thing that's just always going to be out of your reach, but you should still keep trying to find. So it's not settling, it's always trying to be better today than you were yesterday. Not as good as you will be tomorrow.
Who they are?
Yes.
They just do what they want to do. Be who they are. Sometimes you have to be respectful to your parents and your family members.
So what does it mean to be a good person then?
What it means to be a good person is to be in Yahweh.
Being Yahweh. Okay. And Yahweh is awesome, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay.